Hello, everybody. All right. My name is Martha Alter Hines, and I'm with Living the One Light. And this video is going to be the first of a new series that I'm being asked by the spirit world to record for all of you. And the series is called Tips for Navigating Tumultuous Times, or, these times that can feel difficult, or where it feels like things are being turned upside down, or you name it, right? And so so there's at least 3 videos that they have named for me that they're wanting me to channel for you. This first one today is going to be tip number 1, which is staying or being anchored in source itself. Then tip number 2 is going to be about being held in such a way that we can nourish and relax and support our nervous systems. And then number 3 is going to be remembering our spirit allies, our earth and soul and cosmic and spirit allies, who are very, very, very much present with us. So I'll be recording these videos for you over the coming weeks. I have a feeling there'll probably be more than just the 3. I don't know yet, but those are the 3 that I'm definitely being shown at the least. And I'll record them when I'm told to by the spirit world. And again, of course, today is this one. And I'll just mostly what I want to do today is channel, but just to kind of humanize it a little bit. I feel like it might be helpful for me to give you a personal example of something recently that went on in my own life where I really had to call on these tips myself. And of course, there's so many examples of this kind of thing. And the example I'm going to give you is relatively minor, in the scheme of things. But I think maybe it'll help to ground the point. So just really briefly, something that's gone on for me in my own life in the last several weeks, well, since February, is that, long story short, my condo has had a series of leaks, a total of 3 leaks in the last 2.5 months. And I've talked about this previously, but anyway, 2 days ago, I had the 3rd one. And so 2 days ago, when that happened, what happens for me, not surprisingly, is that my nervous system gets very distressed. It's not a fun thing to suddenly notice that there's water pouring through my ceiling, coming from my upstairs neighbor who is mentally unstable and all that kind of thing. So, I called the police and got the city involved and my HOA and all of those human things. And I used to be a social worker. I used to be a psychotherapist, and I used to work for the county. And so I know this world professionally also. And so I was putting on that hat and, all of that. And so the night after that leak happened a couple days ago, I was having a hard time sleeping because my body was nervous and worried about it and jumpy. I was feeling jumpy. And so in terms of this first tip of the staying anchored in source, I'll just name in my own world, in my own way of being, and we're all different, right? But for me, when something like this comes up, what goes on for me is that I'm in that like human self, which is who I am, right? I'm a human. And so I can get nervous, and my body can kind of like, my nervous system kind of can get in that jumpy mode, that hypervigilant mode. And then what happens is that when we're in that mode, it's physiologically a lot harder to relax and come into our whole being, our whole, or even our whole brain. Like, we know this from neuroscience, that's just true. And part of what happens is when we go into that fight or flight mode, it's scientifically a thing, it's a lot harder to see the big picture. It's a lot harder to think of solutions. It's a lot harder to get perspective. And so something that's really key in my own life, and that definitely was key in this situation, was that I have a practice every day of doing my own personal set of prayers, and in my own way, which is different. It's my own practice. It's not something I'm called to share because it's specific to me. What I share is what's meant to come through kind of in general. So for whatever reason, my practice is a very specific thing. And but bottom line, what my practice does is it gets me to the point where I am anchored back in source. And when I get to that place, suddenly, if I'm more in a human, like kind of spinning mode, like anxiety kind of mode like that, I will go from feeling like, oh my God, this is really, really difficult. Like, what am I going to do? There's no solution here. Or, kind of a little bit panicky about it. Then I do my praying. This is what I did the other night when I was having a hard time sleeping, and I get taken into source itself. And I see, I'm shown the vantage point of the light. Basically, I'm shown existence through the light, or through the being of me that is source. Like, we are all source. And all of a sudden, what happens virtually always when I do that is I can see, and I'm told by the spirit world this, I get perspective. I literally get perspective. I get taken out of the situation, and I can see the whole picture. And and so what I was shown is, like, I often end up laughing at myself, because when I'm in that human mode, I get panicky, and I think this is typical for us as humans, often can be really easy to get focused on the negative, right? Like, so I was a little bit panicky about, what am I going to do living in this, I own this condo, and how am I going to handle the situation that this is my neighbor, and on and on. But when I was taken into source, what I was shown was, yeah, that's true. But okay, in reality, you live in an amazing like, you have a beautiful location. I live walking distance to the Pacific Ocean. And, I live in this eucalyptus grove area, and it's so well maintained. And it's not a wealthy area at all, but it's just, very, very, very safe. It's really high quality people in general. This neighbor is just kind of an anomalous thing. My kids are totally happy and thriving. They go to great schools. It's like, my spirit guides are basically like, calm down. Like, this is one little blip, but you'll get it taken care of. It's going to be fine. And I went, thanks. You're right. Okay. Take a deep breath. Right. And then they basically said, yeah. So what they showed me was, again, I got perspective. What they showed me was that actually I had 99% of things going so well. And this little issue, which is it's not an insignificant thing, but it's really like a blip, right? It's really like, one way or another, it'll be taken care of. And I just need to take the steps to have it be taken care of. So I shall, and I am. Yeah. And then when I of course saw that perspective, I was able to relax, and I went, and then I slept so deeply that night. And another component, which comes in actually tip number 3, is the remembering that our spirit allies are always here. So one thing that then they had me do, then these spirit beings came in and were basically holding space. Like, I handed it over. I handed over the whole situation to the spirit world, basically. And I said, to benevolent beings, you take it. It's not my responsibility. Because that's another thing they reminded me of when I got perspective, is that I don't need to be in charge of fixing this situation. It's a much bigger thing, right? I can hand it over on a spirit level, and I did. And then I was able to sleep. Yay. So anyway, that's my little human story to contextualize this. But yeah, let's do some channeling. Let's see what wants to come through. Okay, hello and welcome. So we are here today as a group of earth beings, beings of the earth, the infinite dimensions of the earth herself, the layers of reality and existence of earth. And we're here to essentially help you to remember to feel what it is to ground as earth and source and the light as one. Because as Martha was saying, this tip number 1 is about grounding as source and grounding in source, but actually the grounding in source and grounding as source is in conjunction with grounding as earth also. So, and as we ground and come back into that reality of ourselves as earth and source and the light all as one, it's like, as Martha said, our nervous systems can relax completely, let go, so that our body functioning can be fully online, and our emotional and psychological functioning can be fully relaxed and online. And also so then that you can begin to have perspective on things, get clarity on things just naturally and easefully and gracefully. When you're in a more of a fight or flight mode, it can be really easy to have your perception colored by that anxiety or panic experience. So we would love to invite you in whatever way feels right for you to engage with this holding and this experience today. And anytime you want to come back to this, this is relevant and perfect for you anytime you feel called to it. And please share with anyone, anytime that you feel it may help or support them as well. Okay, so again, in whatever way feels right for you, you can take a long, slow, deep breath and feel yourself come fully down, down, down into your body that is the being of earth, that's made of the same substance as the soil, as the rocks, as the dirt, as the trees, as the stars, as the atmosphere, the air of this planet, of this being, the water that circulates, that's been circulating on this planet for eons, that's originated in the stars themselves. You can breathe in and out with the knowing and the remembering that this planet Earth is literally a being of the cosmos. There's no other truth that's possible. It just simply is. So when you're breathing in and out, you're breathing the solar system. You're breathing this galaxy. You're breathing this entire universe. You're breathing the, the whole time-space continuum. You're breathing in and out as a being of source, embodied as earth and cosmos and existence all as one. The light and earth as one, the light and cosmos as one. And you are whole and complete in that totality of that reality. So breathing in and out, we invite you into this just very simple reminder of a way of grounding and being. And sometimes the most simple thing can be incredibly helpful in any given moment. So we invite you into your body knowing exactly what you're needing and the medicine you're needing right now, right here and right now. And for you to be receiving exactly what that is, whatever your absolute radical highest good is in this moment, in every single moment. Your body knows. The cells of your being know. The mitochondria of your being, of your cells, know. Subatomic particles of your entire being know exactly what is right for you in this moment, in every given moment. So again, breathing in and out. Feel again yourself as made of the same substance as the rocks, the streams, the lakes, the rivers, the oceans, the light from the sun, the light from the moon that is sunlight bouncing off the being of the moon. All part of what you're breathing in and out on every level, through every cell of your being, through all of who you are. We invite you now to then feel in the center of the earth, Mother Gaia Earth, the heart of her light, the light of her heart in the center of her being, lighting up and filling her being, surrounding you, and the light of your own heart and your own being filling you and surrounding you and mixing with the light of the heart of earth. And then the light of the heart of source surrounding you, surrounding the whole time-space continuum, surrounding the earth, holding you, mixing with your own light and the light of the heart of Mother Gaia Earth. And you can feel the light of the heart of Mother Gaia Earth also then pouring up through her body and up into your body, creating a grounding cord and your own spinal column, becoming also a conduit of light through your body, through your being, sending light down into the center of Mother Gaia Earth and all the way up into the heart of Source itself. And you can feel that light of Source pouring down through this column of light that goes through your spinal column down into the center of the earth. And then you can feel the light of the earth also move up into your body. So there's light going through your body down into the earth, and then there's light moving from source, from the earth, the heart of the earth itself, up into your body and your being, filling your body and your being. And so you're grounding into earth in two directions, and you're grounding into source as well. So you're fully, completely held here as a being of earth, breathing in and out still as rocks, as streams, as oceans, as every plant and animal and mineral, all the microbes of the dirt, the tectonic plates of the body of the earth itself, the core and the inner core of the body of the earth, with the crystallized lead center of the earth. You're breathing in and out the reality of all of this, and the water that's circulating as you, circulating as the being of the planet Earth, circulating as the water originating in other parts of the cosmos, with the Earth being part of the cosmos as well. You just feel yourself breathing in and out, fully one. Literally, as a being of Earth and cosmos together infinitely. And then, if it feels right, in whatever way feels right for you, you can feel yourself still held in this, the gravitational reality that you are the earth, fully, fully, fully grounded in your body, in your being, this reality of yourself as earth. And then, if and as it feels right, you can follow that cord that's coming out of the top of your head straight from source. You can follow that cord all the way up through the atmosphere of Earth, and you can keep going. So you can see now the whole solar system of this sun, this star that is our sun, your sun. Keep going until you can see our whole entire galaxy, and keep going to the outer reaches of this universe, out of this universe, and keep going until you come to the outer reaches of the whole entire, the membrane of the whole entire time-space continuum. And you're still held, and you're still safe, and you're still fully grounded as earth. And you keep going, and so you come out of that membrane of the time-space continuum and this strong, beautiful golden light cord attaching you straight into the heart of source itself. And you keep going until you are fully enveloped into the gorgeous golden healing light of this ball of light that is source, that is all things, that is beyond time, beyond space, but contains it. And you can feel yourself in this ball of light that is source, that is infinity, that is everything. You can feel again this deep knowing of your cells, of exactly what you're needing in this time. So you can let this being of source just hold you, clear you, clean you, and bring any and all healing to you that's exactly right for this moment. If there are feelings or stuckness in your being, your body, your heart, your anywhere in your organs or cells or anything, you can just let that stuckness, that any kind of darkness, just release back into the light of source. It will just take it instantly. And you can feel how that shifts things in you, perhaps. And you can sit with this reality of what it is to be in source, fully held and merged into source for as long as you want or you need. You can take some long, slow, deep breaths and just be that and feel that. Let it take care of you. This is your ultimate reality, your ultimate home in a sense. And this can be a place of resting, place of cleansing and coming back to the ultimate reality of who you are. And taking another deep breath, again, stay here as long as you want or need, and come back as often as you need. You might also, once you've stayed in this place of being cleansed and cleared and held long enough, this video is you then can look from the perspective of source outside of that membrane of the whole time-space continuum. And you then can be shown, you can see anything and everything that you're meant to see throughout all of time, throughout all of space, from this ultimate vantage point, what it is, what the truth of the energetics is or are. From the vantage point of this ultimate reality. That is really a second step. So if you feel ready to go to that second step, feel free. We will help to guide you in that in another video. But in this moment, we'll just name that is a second step. And we invite you to just be first with this reality of what it is to be source itself, to be anchored as earth and source as one. And just notice all the releasing happening from your cells, the releasing of energies that don't serve, stories that don't serve. What does that feel like? What is that feeling like? Just let it go. So this is a major first step in remembering what it is to be anchored as source and anchored in source and earth as one. And again, stay here as long as you want or need. And when you feel ready, you can trace that strong golden healing rod of light all the way back down through the membrane of the time-space continuum, down, 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 all the way back into this galaxy, the solar system, back through the atmosphere of Earth itself, and all the way back down into your beautiful, perfect, fully grounded, fully held body that is made of earth, that is part of the earth herself. You can feel the grounding of earth still holding you, still cradling you and loving you infinitely, and the love of source loving you infinitely, and all of us loving you infinitely, and the light of your own heart and your own being loving you infinitely. And so it is. Amen. And as with all of my channelings and gatherings, please now take a moment to release anything and everything from this time together that is not in your absolute radical highest good, or in the highest good of the all that is, and allowed to anchor in all of the particles of light that are in your absolute radical highest good and in the highest good of the all that is. And thank you for being here. And so it is. All right. So that's part 1 of the series. I would love to, feel free to comment, share anything you feel called to share. I'll leave it there because that feels like sacred silence is what's needed next. So I will honor that. But I will be back soon. Look forward to seeing you all soon.